Greetings, my witches, witchlings, and seekers. The shortest day of the year, December 21st, is quickly approaching, signaling the end of fall and the formal start of winter. The winter solstice is an old pagan celebration celebrated with rituals and traditions that honor nature and establish one's intention for the following season. If you're wondering how to celebrate, here are some traditional methods to commemorate the solstice. First, build a Yule altar. The Yule altar is an iconic component of the winter solstice. The altar's aim is to celebrate the return of the sun. Hence, one of the most significant things is a candle that represents the sun, ideally a golden, silver, or yellow-hued candle. Fill the altar with winter symbols such as pine cones, evergreen boughs of fir and cedar, and wreaths, and conclude with a Yule Log, making certain that the altar is cleansed with cedar, mistletoe, sage, or sweetgrass, your preference. Make an evergreen Yule wreath. Building a wreath out of winter evergreens like pine, fir, juniper, and cedar is a classic way to respect the season, whether for your Yule altar or just for your doorway. Evergreens are connected with protection and wealth, making them ideal selections for commemorating the end of the year and the onset of winter. Alternatively, you can go bigger and build a solstice bush by putting the stems of these plants in a pot of moist soil. Why are these plants used? Well, aside from being seasonal, the yew tree represents eternity and reincarnation. Holly and ivy repel bad energy. Pine has healing properties, and mistletoe brings fertility and plenty. Why not burn a Yule log? Historically, the Yule log was a Nordic practice in which a full tree, not just a log, was carried into the home to be burned for the whole 12 days of Yule. Decorate an oak log with pine cones, dried berries, cinnamon sticks, holly, and mistletoe and set it in your fireplace, if you have one. Or build a bonfire in an outside fire pit. Yule log burning is a symbolic practice that allows you to let go of the past and eliminate old or bad energy you don't want to carry with you into the new year. It's also a way to commemorate the return of the sun and the fact that the days will become lighter and longer from now on. If you like a fireplace and a fire pit, you can always put on a video like Netflix Fireplace for your home while baking a Yule log cake. This is a reminder, if you are not yet part of our witchy community, subscribe and give a like so that others seeking can find this channel. Okay, let's get back to it. Decorate a Yule tree. Doesn't it sound familiar? If you have one, you've probably already decorated it by December 21st. But Yule trees were truly living outside trees decked with hanging candles in ancient pagan practices. The candles and any other ornaments were intended to represent the sun, moon, and stars, as well as remembrances of loved ones who had died. Exchange nature-based gifts. In truth, the practice of Christmas gifting has its origins in a winter solstice ritual of sharing presents. Don't stress about finding yet another flawlessly elegant present. The traditional solstice goods originate from nature. Give a modest handcrafted wreath, lovely crystals, a plant-based candle, or even seeds. If it isn't possible, try to purchase sustainably. Give back to nature. The winter solstice is a time to appreciate nature. Spend time during the day scattering seeds for local birds and wildlife to give back to the original community of your property. Celebrate in candlelight. Because the solstice is the shortest day of the year, it also is the longest night of the year, and one of the early customs was based on candlelight, both for the needed illumination and to commemorate the return of the sun in the following months. Cover a tabletop or your altar with unlit candles, either in a circle or in a varying pattern depending on your inclination. Then in the center, insert a candle that represents the sun, preferably in yellow or gold, and set it over the other candles. Light the sun candle first, following by the rest of your candles, and perform a ceremony while you're doing it. Set up a meditation space. Take advantage of the longest night of the year to contemplate on what the new season and year will offer you. Winter, with its cooler weather and the end of the holidays, is a fantastic season for inner growth and calm. Have a Yule feast. People have long feasted on the winter solstice to celebrate life in the darkness, connect with others, and feel comfortable. Make a traditional feast or just your favorite cuisine, with extra points if you use local winter vegetables. Bring items you no longer desire, wrap them up, and put a pile of surprises on the floor for everyone to select from. Doing a wishing ritual. Consider New Year's resolutions and aspirations. Light a candle and state your resolution out loud. And sit with the candle and let it burn down while you picture your dreams becoming a reality. Imagine the benefits, fantasize about living this new way of life, and then write down your next actions to make it a reality. Declutter your space. Yule is a time to let go of the old and make room for the new, so it's the ideal time to organize your house. After you finish the physical decluttering, spiritually cleanse your house. I enjoy smoke cleansing with pine needles and mistletoe. Use one of the following to smudge your home: sweetgrass, pine needles, sage, mistletoe. Begin smudging at your front entrance with incense or a smudge stick in a censer or basin. Incense should be moved around each door and window and through each room, following the lines of the walls. Continue up and down stairs as needed if you have numerous floors. Some individuals prefer to incorporate a little invocation into the ritual, one like this: Yule is here and I smudge this place, fresh and clean in time and space. Sage and sweetgrass burning free, as the sun returns, so it shall be. Once you've completed the smudging, sit back and enjoy the positive energy that comes with having a clean physical and spiritual space. If you donate items during this season, which most pagan communities do a blessing ritual for donations. In many modern pagan communities, an emphasis is based on the idea of helping those in need. It's not uncommon to attend a pagan event in which guests are invited to donate clothing, canned goods, toiletries, books, and even pet care products. Donations are then presented to local aid groups, food pantries, libraries, and shelters. If you're gathering up some sort of donations, that's great. But before you drop them off, why not invoke the elements and do a formal blessing of the donated items? This can be a great way to honor your deities and your pagan community, as well as help others recognize what an important occasion it is. Treat yourself to a nature-based treat. What's the harm in making an excuse? A naturally fragrant candle, a door wreath, a new crystal, a plant, or a delectable pie or cake are all possibilities. Consider buying sustainably this season, and make a conscious effort to buy recycled or sustainably derived items and products. Show your appreciation to Mother Nature. Yule, the winter solstice, is a time of great symbolism and power. It heralds the return of the sun when the days finally begin to lengthen. It's also a time to rejoice with family and friends and to spread the Yule joy. Use Yule rituals that resonate with you. Do them as part of a group or on your own to commemorate the winter Sabbath. I wish you all a happy Yule season. Until next time, my witches, witchlings, and seekers, stay wild and free.